Man, that tree looks mighty tempting, you know. I'll have to pay it a visit soon. Anyways, yes, welcome back to BackBit Impossible. I'm Luke Darksnout, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, in this episode, well, I lay the groundwork for another tail-chasing side quest because, well, I couldn't leave well enough alone. I do have my frames now. I got my character set frames ready to go. They're in the BBT. I test them out. I play them. They work. But so why am I not satisfied? Because I thought of something else. Well, now I know I can get serious anytime I want, but, well, I don't want to yet. You'll see why. Anyway, let's watch.
Well, this is the character set, video matrix, and color RAM as pulled from the file I just spent 2 days making. And this is with GiffyDOS SuperCPU direct from the SD to IEC. There is no delays in here. I'm loading them to a different area of memory so you don't see the character set change everything on the screen and then the video matrix catching up because it's a slow load, right? So I loaded it to a different location and then quickly with machine language, of course, just boom, copied it to where you see it. And this is absolutely as fast as the SD to IEC can go. I mean, I could probably turn on some optimization mode and eke a bit more performance out of this, but seriously, this is all you get. Yeah, but close to 9,000 frames here. It's going to take a while, but if I sit through this, oh boy, how boring is that? I can make sure it doesn't absolutely, derail itself at some point, and then I can just copy it to the BBT with a different program. So, yeah, this is it though. These are going to be glitch-free frames. And I'm kind of excited about that. Although I wrote up some simple guidelines if I want to make keyframes of one character set that is good for 4 frames consecutively. Now the big catch though is when the scene changes, well, you can imagine, like if it just flips to like a close-up of this dude or something, well, a lot of them are going to be for grass, for her, for that flower. And so you're going to have about 1/6 of a second where it's kind of, bad quality until it, gets a character set that's meant for a more or less steady series of frames. Well, that's a problem for another time, whether I just let it happen or try to find a way around that, or not even bother. Because I mean, this bit of the keyframes and whatever was never in my plan. The secret weapon that I hinted at earlier was my plan from the beginning, and I don't even know if this technique that I'm considering, like my ace in the hole, I don't even know if it would work. So at some point, I'm going to try it because I got to try it. It is incredibly wasteful, though, but who cares, right? But anyways, yeah, this is kind of neat. I could be copying this to the BBT to a different section in the 32K chunk that I have reserved for each frame, and then I can just play it back from there later. Maybe I'll do that. All right, if you look carefully down in the corner here, you will see the frame number before it gets saved to the BBT. These are them. These are character set, video matrix, color RAM, all saved to the 13K mark within each 32K zone allocated for each frame. So like from, the first 9K is for the original bitmap and color RAM. The next 4K was for my first attempt. Then the next 4K is for my second attempt here. So I still have the original even though at this point a lot of the frames in my original attempt are all buggered up. These are not. It'll take the rest of the day to get all the way through this, but it'll happen. Good morning. So little difference between frames. I thought this thing would be over by now. 8,400 and whatever, so I got 316 frames to go. Well, it's done. This 15 hours isn't really 15 hours. It was more than that. But I'm guessing, TI string didn't get updated all the time because the, interrupts weren't always occurring. But everything seems to have worked. Now I get to try to play this, or at least see what my frames look like. The frames seem to be fine. This is just a patch on an old hack of it's a mess. This particular player, if I jump ahead here, you're going to see, like, look at his eyes, or his whole face. You see how it's sort of twitching out? Because really, it takes a moment for the colors to settle in. And some of these, yeah, there's the eye again, right? I have an idea. I came up with an idea today, and I'll tell you what it is. Because right now you're looking at like 256 different patterns, right? But they're all based on, they're replacing a section of the original bitmap. Say one pattern might be here, 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 and even though on the bitmap that represents different original cells, what if for every character, like for every of those 4 locations, you take those 4 from the original and you merge them together to refine what that character is, instead of forcing it to become, because if there's one here, 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 the character itself was taken completely out of one of those 4 locations. But if it's in those 4 spots, why not just take the original data that was there and merge those 4 things, and take the most common pixels and then put them back? Now, to do that, well, it's a lot more work again, right? But I already have this. I have the lion's share done. So I won't really need to go back in and like reconvert these at several minutes a pop. But I will have to call in some code that I already wrote for a previous failed version to do the merging. But I wonder what the, the pixel difference is versus the frames I have versus what they can become if I merge those cells. That's if. There's a lot of ifs. Right now, I'm not in the mood to do this tonight. I came home and, I had to wait maybe an hour, but it finally did finish. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not looking too good. Like these are, you're looking at character sets, video matrix, color RAM. So each of these, and some of these images, like this one and this one, in the original data, I think they were the same frame, but why are they different? Because the video, Sony Vegas didn't render them exactly as the exact same bitmap. So there's a little difference there, but whatever. I mean, I tried to find a program, like a video that had 24 frames a second, and I had to tinker with this source for quite a bit to make sure it wasn't repeating like every 8th frame or something, because I don't know what I did. Whatever. Bite. And blue guy's going to show up in a moment here. Come on. And he always looks better for some reason. Maybe I did a lot of careful work trying to make his snout and all that. I worked hard to make sure the colors were right. And you can see that they flicker again because bad code. Yeah, cool though. Imagine this at 24 frames without any glitching. Yeah, it's still down the road. It's We have 3 hours, 50 minutes left in the year. 2023 is almost over.
Mission accomplished. Oh, yes. Anyways, well, thanks for watching, I guess. If you like this, click like. If you didn't like this, click don't like. You know, if you want pizza, go order one. I don't know. Anyway, well, in the next episode, as you can imagine, we are going to try out this merge characters thing because, well, I got to try it. It's pretty easy. Let's see how it goes, shall we? All right. See you there.